What's up, guys? My name is Taylor. That's not a good way to start this. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the premiere launch event for Kingdom of Florida Book 6. My name is Taylor Thomas Smythe. I'm an author, creator, and designer, and I'm very excited to unveil to you today the next book in my Kingdom of Florida fantasy series. If you are just joining us, welcome. If you've been following along with this series for the last 3 years or so, 2 years, whatever it's been, thank you. I appreciate your support, and I'm glad you're enjoying these stories. I'm having so much fun writing them and releasing them, and I love hearing from you, so definitely leave reviews on the books on Amazon if you haven't done that yet, or on Goodreads. Always appreciate every one of those. Also, just tell me how much you like the book, or what you like about it, or what you hate about it. I guess any of those things are okay. Really excited to now talk about the next book in the series. Today, we're going to be sharing some news about the book. We'll talk about its release date. We'll talk about the illustrations. We'll talk about characters. And yes, we'll even talk about what the title of it is. And you may even get a sneak peek at that later on. So stick around. Even though this event has been pre-recorded, I'll still be... That's a bird. It's the wonders of live theater, right? Just a heads up that while this has been pre-recorded, I'll still be responding to your messages in the chat off to the side during the premiere. So go ahead and drop a chat message to say hello, and so I know you're watching live. Some of you may not know me, but my name is Taylor Thomas Smythe, and I'm an author, designer, and creative based in West Palm Beach, Florida. I have a huge passion for telling Florida-inspired stories, especially ones that help build a sense of mythology around this place. This very wild, weird, wacky place and magical place that is Florida. My favorite part of writing stories is dreaming up detailed, interconnected worlds and all the little nuances that make a world feel like it's a place that you could go to or live in. Kingdom of Florida has been one of the most rewarding projects, and it started with the seed of just an idea of an image of an old abandoned house that was kind of this portal between two different worlds, and that was kind of the crack where this kingdom was spilling into our world. So eventually that became this high-level outline for a few stories, a few books, which I later decided would be best be told as films or novels. And since I didn't have the ability or the budget to make Hollywood films, I started writing a novel. In Hollywood, if you are listening, let's make some movies together. I published the first installment in my Kingdom of Florida series, which is called The Golden Alligator. That's book 1, in the spring of 2019, and have been releasing multiple books a year ever since. I've got big dreams for all of my story worlds, and Kingdom of Florida has been such an incredible story to unravel. I feel like it's kind of written itself. It's all kind of emerged as I've written, and it's like this just incredible gift from God. So really grateful for that process, and to be learning and growing as an author. Such a rewarding process. Would love to talk to you more about that. Let me know if you want to see more videos about that or something. I'm happy to share. My phone dropped. I do share some writing tips on my Instagram every once in a while, so if you're interested in that, you can follow me at TT Smythe. As I'm speaking of this incredible story, though, I want to get you up to speed on the series so far. So let's take a quick look back at the last 5 books before we jump into the new book. Please note that there are minor spoilers to follow, so you may want to cover your ears, or maybe go read the books and watch this later since none of this will make sense to you. The Kingdom of Florida story begins in Book 1, The Golden Alligator. We meet 3 neighbors, Oliver, Ellie, and Ben, who discover a magical map that leads them to an abandoned house, where they find an ancient key that unlocks an old door into a dark cave. When the children go through it, the door closes and locks behind them, trapping them in what they discover is a parallel world known as the Kingdom. On their journey to find a way home, the children make some new friends and learn that the kingdom was once ruled by 3 rulers called the Triumvirate. But now, an evil prince named Florian reigns, having poisoned the members of all 3 royal families, or so we think, and usurped their thrones. In Book 2, The Lamplight Society, Oliver, Ellie, and Ben meet a new neighbor, Annie, who goes missing in the kingdom. When they go searching for her, the children get swept up in a larger quest to find hidden true heirs to the Triumvirate, leading to a deadly run-in with Prince Florian. Book 3, The Place Beyond the Sea, picks up just moments after Book 2 in the aftermath of a fiery battle at an ancient banyan tree, where our heroes have been separated and must find a way to get back together. The quest to reunite the Triumvirate continues as major revelations and truths come to light. Book 4, The Fountain of Youth, wraps up the first half of the series with our heroes on a quest to stop Prince Florian from securing an ancient magic that could prevent them from overthrowing him for good. The story ends with one of my favorite legendary twists in the series. We jump ahead 1 year in Book 5, The Curse of Coronado. Though all seems well, there are still lingering questions as our friends gather to celebrate Oliver's birthday. He receives a mysterious gift that sets off a deadly curse. With only 3 days until its effects are made permanent, our heroes set off on another journey to stop the curse and hunt down a long-lost royal family member. There's obviously a lot more to the stories, but those are the high-level points that get us up to speed for Book 6. So now let's dive into some news on the new book. As any reader of this series knows, the illustrations are such a huge part of helping it feel classic and timeless and really communicating what the world is like. So it's reminiscent of books like many of us grew up with. I've been very grateful, so grateful for the incredible work of Ali Waller on the first 5 books in the Kingdom of Florida series. And for Book 6, I'm happy to announce we're adding another artist to the Kingdom of Florida family. As the main story jumps forward a few years in the main kind of timeline into the future from when we last saw our heroes, I decided I want to switch things up a little bit this time around. During the months since the previous book released, I remembered an artist that I'd wanted to collaborate with for some time. In fact, I had worked with her many, many years ago, so today you guys are the first to hear the official announcement that the illustrator for Kingdom of Florida Book 6 is an artist named Samantha Pollock. Sam is an old friend of mine. We actually went to high school together, where we overlapped in our pursuits of art, music, and theater. A Florida woman herself, Sam is currently based out of Pittsburgh. It's really cool to see how those high school hobbies have become her honed craft now. I'm thrilled for you to meet her and hear from her, so without further ado, please welcome Samantha Pollock.
Hello, everybody. My name is Samantha Pollock. This is Winnie, and we're super excited to share that I will be illustrating Kingdom of Florida Book 6. Winnie has left us, but I'm still here to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm currently living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I was born and raised in West Palm Beach, Florida. So the Kingdom of Florida books are very near and dear to my heart. I think Florida is an amazing place to grow up as a kid. There's nature everywhere. Adventure is easily found, and it feels like a really magical place. And I love that these books have that feeling in them. And I really hope that I can incorporate a little bit of that magic into the illustrations for Book 6. When I was younger, I always had a book in my hand. I was a kid of Winnie the Pooh, Chronicles of Narnia, Where the Wild Things Are, Harry Potter, and some of my favorite parts of those books are the illustrations. I think something about connecting visually to a story is really special, and it's honestly a dream that I get to do it as a grown-up. All of that to say that I am so excited and honored to be joining the Kingdom of Florida family, and I hope that everyone enjoys the new book. See ya!
So I'm very excited for you to see Sam's work on the new book. It feels right at home alongside Allie's illustrations that introduce us to the world and characters of the kingdom a couple years ago, but it also takes on a look that's completely fresh and new for the 6th book, so very excited. Speaking of Book 6, it would be really nice if we could stop calling it that because, yes, Kingdom of Florida Book 6 has an actual title. If you've been following along with the series over the last few years, you may have some idea of what's coming in the story, some lingering mysteries that are yet to be solved. The title of the new story gives a hint of things to come and things that once were. But that's enough vague sentences. Let's cut to the chase. That's right, it's trailer time. So I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the first trailer for Kingdom of Florida, Book 6. book trailer. In case you're just joining us, we just premiered the first book trailer for the next installment in the Kingdom of Florida series, which ended with the reveal for the official book title, which is Kingdom of Florida, Coral and the Treasure Hunters. The new story actually consists of 3 intertwined adventures that take place across 2 different eras in the kingdom. We pick up with our favorite children, Oliver, Ellie, Ben, and Annie, and their friends, a few years after the events of The Curse of Coronado, which was book 5 in the series. They've grown into teens now and are working through lots of new things as they travel to a royal celebration in an area of the kingdom that we haven't spent much time yet, on the kind of opposite coast, which is a really fun thing to explore. Coral and the Treasure Hunters also draws us into a story that runs parallel to the main timeline, taking us back many decades to a time when Princess Coral comes of age and sets out on a quest of her own. I don't want to say much more for fear of spoiling the story, but as usual, our heroes face dangerous and exciting predicaments and go on a bunch of quests in true Kingdom of Florida fashion. That brings me to our next segment, where I get to share about the characters of Coral and the Treasure Hunters. This book is full of tons of our favorites from the first 5 books, but we'll also get to meet a slew of new ones as we travel back in time. So I'm going to introduce you to them now with some cool graphics here. First, we have Oliver. We first met Oliver as a child in book 1, but he's now grown into a young teen and is still in his first few years of learning what it means to be king of Mangonia. When we last saw Oliver, he had just rescued his grandmother from the clutches of an evil witch and started to finally explore the question of what happened to his parents. Ellie is one of Oliver's neighbors from the real world. She's spunky, adventurous, and a dear friend. She may or may not have a secret crush on Corey, who we'll meet in a sec. Ben is Ellie's older brother by 1 year. When we met him in the early books, Ben was a scared, nervous worrier. Now he's grown more brave and continues to be a loyal friend. Annie is another neighbor of Oliver, Ben, and Ellie. She's independent, resourceful, and caring. When we pick up with our heroes in the new book, Annie and Ben are in the early stages of a dating relationship. Corey is the youngest of the kingdom's rulers, having only recently realized his connection to the royal family in book 5. He and Ellie seem to have romantic feelings for one another, but neither seems to want to admit it. Marco is a man with a mysterious past, but a kind and good heart. He served as protector of the children in the earlier books, and in book 6 he's taken care of his own child, with more on the way. Jasmine is the queen of Palafox. At the start of book 6, our heroes are traveling to celebrate Jasmine's wedding, which brings many of our favorite characters together. Malvern is an evil witch with a major grudge against the good guys. She shows up to crash Jasmine's wedding and causes some big problems for Oliver and friends. We first met Coral as a very old woman in book 5, but now we jump several decades into the past to when she was just a young princess coming of age. With a deep desire to explore the world and learn her family's royal history, Coral sets out on a dangerous quest that puts her at odds with a treacherous villain. Ginger is one of Coral's younger royal siblings. She's headstrong and spunky, just like her sister, and doesn't want to miss out on any adventures. Captain Zinka is a mysterious pirate with a checkered past. His connections to Coral and her family may run farther than what first appears. Kresh is one of Coral's childhood best friends. She's helped him out of more than a few close scrapes, and the man is a loyal friend to the royal family of Mangonia. Bastion is always at Coral's side. What he lacks in his few words, he makes up for in strength and wit. Bastion is always quick to help. And last but not least is Jesse. Yes, the Jesse, who we met many books ago as an old man with a fading mind. Jesse shows up midway through book 6, allowing us to finally see some familiar scenes that we've only read glimpses of in the past. You guys are going to be so stoked about this story. I know I am, and I can't wait for you to read it. Well, I guess you'll have to wait, but not very long. As you probably caught at the end of the trailer, Coral and the Treasure Hunters is coming very soon. It's currently scheduled for a release date of, drumroll please, June 2021, which is just around the corner. The book will drop in early June, when it will be available through Amazon on paperback and Kindle ebook, as the rest have been. So, what's next? So there's something that some of you may already know, and that is that book 6 is the penultimate installment in the adventures of Oliver and his friends. Penultimate is a big word, but it means there is one more book after this one, making a total of 7 books in the series. Currently, book 7 is set to release early 2022, but I am planning something very special for my Kingdom of Florida fans before 2021 is over. And after book 6 comes out, I think you'll be especially pumped about the surprise. But I don't want to spoil that right now. If you've been tuned into my social media and emails this year, you know that I have plans to debut the first novel in a new series later this year as well. This will be a totally different story and world than Kingdom of Florida, and it will be geared toward a slightly older audience, young adult. I've been dreaming about it since before I even thought of Kingdom of Florida, actually, so it's crazy that I finally get to unveil it to you super soon. All right, folks, what are you waiting for? You've got a month to catch up on books 1 through 5 in the Kingdom of Florida series before Coral and the Treasure Hunters... Let's try that again. You've got 1 month to catch up on books 1 through 5 of the Kingdom of Florida series before Coral and the Treasure Hunters drops in June. You can order the first 4 books in the beautiful Volume 1 collection that I just released recently, or get any of the first 5 books individually on paperback or ebook. Visit kingdomofflorida.com or click the links in the description of this video for all the details. All right, thank you so much for watching. Very excited to bring the new book to you very soon. If you want to rewatch that trailer, I'll be posting it on the channel very soon. So thanks. Take care. Peace.